beautiful. My name is Elysia from Elysia Within. This is going to be a safe space for our grounding, growing, and reconnecting with our inner spirit on the inside and just going through our spiritual journey. But before we begin, let's just take like 5 deep breaths together, baby. Just to like calm our energies, calm down. I'm a little bit like spastic right now. I promise I've had caffeine, but like 5 deep breaths together. Okay, woosah, woosah. You can do it at any pace that you like. I kind of move fast, but don't worry about me. Okay, now that we're through our deep breaths, we're gonna get into about our spiritual journey because we're doing this together. This is not my first spiritual journey. I'm jump starting back into my second one, but we're gonna do this together. Maybe you're starting yours for the first time. Maybe you're restarting your journey. I don't know. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to be like the end all be all, but we're gonna restart this journey together. Feel safe here, give you tools for your spiritual journey. Like, we're just gonna do it all together basically. We're best friends for the next rest of our lives. So let's get started. So I always want to say the first step in your spiritual journey is realizing that you want to have a spiritual journey. This is kind of something that you decide to do. Sure, it can happen on accident, but it's always better when you decide to do it. Like, I don't know, it's always, I don't know, at least for me, when I decide, okay, I'm gonna jump back into my spiritualness nature, it's always better. It feels like more of excitement to it, you know, and I feel like excitement is always important when you start these things because it's not always easy. But yes, when you first start your spiritual journey, it's very exciting. There's so many things you can look up and research. There's so many good books. I think a good book is a good way to jumpstart your spiritual journey as well. There's a few books that I recommend. I believe it's Asking and It Is Given by Abraham Hicks, or Esther Hicks, sorry. Really good book. It teaches you a lot about how it's happened to your inner, like, okay, trying to think of the word, your inner, I want to say intuition right now, your inner guidance. It's a good way to teach you how to tap into that. And then I also want to recommend The Super Attractor by Gabby Bernstein. Also really good books, really positive, uplifting. If you know nothing about spirituality, it'll give you the right lessons and the right things to do. And somebody else you want to look into is Neville Goddard. I always say his name wrong, but he's also really good to read into. And his teachings are kind of pretty old because he was back in like, I can't remember the exact dates, but a long time ago. So his teachings are a little bit old, but they're classic. There's no need to fix them because they're not broken. So I would definitely jump into those as you're starting your spiritual journey because that's what I've done. I've read those books, but I'm reading them over again because there's like nothing wrong with like going back to the basics, kind of. The next part of your spiritual journey, I should say, is getting a good notebook, journal, whatever you want to call it. I would say get a good one and invest in one because it's really important. You're going to use it a lot. I mean, I use mine a lot. This is my second to third one, I believe. I think it's my third one. I buy these often because I feel them often. I think they're really important to your journey because while you're meditating, taking your walks, doing whatever you need to do to get you into that calm place that you need to be in, you're going to have a lot to journal and realize during that time. So it's always good to have one handy, even if it's smaller than this. Like, I have a small version of this. Always handy, never goes wrong. I think you should have a journal, like, absolutely. Sorry. Another thing that you should have ready is going to be your affirmations. So your affirmations are your biggest weapons. They make or break a good spiritual journey, honestly. If you don't have good affirmations that make you feel good, it's kind of hard to believe and manifest some of the things that you want to believe and manifest. Like, I could say and do all these things, but if I don't have an affirmation in the middle of the day when I have my doubts and, you know, something to help me make me feel good, it's kind of pointless. You kind of need an affirmation. It may seem really corny, but affirmations do a lot. You say it like you say it so much at some point, it becomes like a subconscious thing. And at that point, when you're back into your negative dive, you're self-soothing yourself out of it because you have your affirmations. Now, there's like so many different affirmations and like so many different categories. You can do it for like your self-worth. You want to improve your self-worth. You want to improve your confidence. You can improve your confidence with certain affirmations. You want to make yourself like attract a job. There's different like affirmations for that. Me, I tend to go for the more general affirmations, like everything's working out in my favor, even if I can't see it right now. I'm always supported. I'm a star. Those things like that. Feel free to take those affirmations. I think they're really helpful and amazing. And the best time to say those affirmations are going to be the morning. The morning is the best time to meditate. It's the best time to say your affirmations. The best time to journal, because I feel like that's when you're at your weakest point. That kind of sounds really bad, but it's like it's when you're at your weakest point. So it's good to like, I don't know, get it out, get it in, uplift yourself before the negative sets in for the day. Because when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you check is your phone. So many things can happen, and so many negative things can settle in so fast. Like then you have like a news app alert, like, oh, someone died like 10 feet away from you, and it's like, oh my gosh, like that's a terrible way to start your day. So before you even check your phone in the morning, meditate or say an affirmation or just do something to make sure you feel good for the day, because that's so important. Your morning sets the mood for so much. If you start off with a morning, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna carry that mood with you throughout the day. Like, yeah. Oh, but another thing I forgot to mention, when you get your journal, you should get you a nice pen or pencil that is dedicated to that journal. Just because I feel like it gives it more power. You know, whatever you write, it gives it more power. Like if you're writing a manifestation, it gives it more power when you have that dedicated pen to go with that journal. You just filling it and you're putting all your good intention into it. And I feel like it works better that way. Also, if you're just journaling, I don't know. Again, it's just, I feel like it's more powerful. You put more into the words when you have a good trusty pen that you love and that you put as a compliment to the notebook. I'm trying to think of what other like tips I can give you for like starting your journey. Like, what am I doing right now? Right now, I'm not doing the best at meditating, but I'm outletting in different ways. I am journaling. I'm like doing more exercises. So that's my form of meditation right now, exercising. Really got back into it. It's like part of that, and I start to do my affirmations while I'm doing it. I start doing my affirmations during the day. If you're like at a really weak point and you're like a really negative mood, it's really good to like check yourself. That sounds really bad, but you should really check yourself at some point. Like so let's say like you're at your day's been terrible, like you got in a car accident, you have a dent in your car now, you have to pay to get that fixed, $800 or something like that. That's drastic. I'm so sorry. I'm like, you have a right to a shitty mood. Like, I mean, it's been a terrible day, right? I want to say at some point you do have to check yourself. I don't want to be like toxic positivity, because that's absolutely terrible. You should not have toxic positivity. But I should say you should check yourself at some point. Like, okay, so how am I feeling right now? Like, how are my feelings? Okay, I'm really frustrated, angry. I'm just not having a good day. That's okay. Don't get mad at yourself for not being positive happy when not positive happy things aren't happening to you. But you should definitely check on yourself. Like, I don't know, this kind of sounded weird coming out. I'm kind of rambling, I'm sorry. But definitely check on yourself. Like, yeah, you ask yourself, so how am I feeling? Feeling angry, just frustrated, like I just hate today, this is terrible. And just realize like it's okay for me to feel that way. I shouldn't feel bad for feeling that way, and that's totally fine and normal. Things happen, I'm human, life happens. It's okay for me to feel that way. But I shouldn't go to bed angry like this, because it's really not good to go to bed angry. And again, I hate saying that because it sounds like toxic positivity, but it really affects you. So do what you have to do at the end of the day, to at least one thing to make you happy. Basically, do at least one thing at the end of the day to make you happy. Like, if you're having that terrible day, if you want to go get an ice cream bar, and you know it's against your diet and it's like gonna make you gain 20 pounds, go do it anyways, because it's gonna make you happy. You need that happy incentive. Like, you can't just always be happy because you want to be happy. Like, that's not human emotions work all the time. So if you need something to pick you up, don't feel guilty for having to pick you up. Like if you want a glass of wine at the end of the day, have a glass of wine at the end of the day. You deserve it. You had a rough day. That is totally fine. Like I do the same thing. But you should definitely check yourself before you go to sleep and like make sure like, okay, am I going to bed angry? How am I feeling right now? So on and so on and so forth. I may have rambled through that, but like, sorry. Oh, another thing I want to mention, while you're on your spiritual journey and while you're like on your positivity, yeah, all that hoorah, be careful not to slip into a spiritual psychosis. Please be really careful not to slip into a spiritual psychosis. Like, it's like really scary to think about, because it's so easy to slip into when you're doing all this positivity, because it becomes this toxic fake positivity, and it's because you're believing all these hallucinations that you're creating in your mind, especially while you're manifesting. You start to really believe some things. Like, it's okay to be delusional, but it's not okay to be beyond delusional. Like, I don't know what the word beyond delusional is right now, but just please be careful of spiritual psychosis. That is a dangerous, scary place to go down. You don't want to go down a rabbit hole. You want to have a clean, good mental. So be realistic. Be realistic with your delusions. That's kind of it. Be realistic, be safe, and always keep a foot on the ground. Be grounded. Be grounded. That's what meditation is a part of, being grounded. So if you don't do meditation, like I said, exercise, go for a walk. There's so many other things you can do to like, besides meditation, but do something to keep you grounded. So while you're doing all this manifesting and things, you don't slip into psychosis, because that wouldn't be fun for you or me, because then I would feel bad, because then I was telling you all these positive things and you slip into a psychosis and you're like, it's Elise's fault. No, I said, please be careful. Please be careful. I think that's really all I want to talk about right now. I don't know. These are all things that you should start to before you even start your day one. Well, when you start your day one of your spiritual journey, have a journal, get your affirmations, see what appeals to you, get your affirmations, and then decide what's going to keep you grounded. Your meditation, your workout, your reading a book, listening to music. Find something to keep you grounded. I think those are your big three for you starting your spiritual journey. And like, this is what you should have figured out before you dive into the deep, you know what I'm saying. But thank you for sharing this moment with me and for allowing me the time to like ramble about spirituality and like our journey together, because like I said, we're in this together. And we're also remember, the journey is yours. I can't walk you down the journey, but we can maybe like walk parallel adjacent. But love yourself, have patience, trust yourself. You know better than me. And until next time, please stay grounded, love yourself, be well, and enjoy your spiritual journey. Bye.